already see a flaw in this plan. I mean, 30 buses? Really? Who's going to care? Honestly, you know?
Yeah, the people who ride Greyhound, they're expendable.
It's going to be a front page story on those little dime newspapers that they sell.
Well, I mean, you think about it, like in Israel, like a disco blows up once every weekend. And if a disco blows up on Israel that weekend, then people just don't go to that disco. They go to the one across the street.
It just happens.
They just like, hey, this is what happens.
Damn.
If one place blew up here, if the Threadgills blew up here in Austin, all over America, nobody would go to do shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If a firecracker goes off in Starbucks, ain't nobody going there anymore. Then people will exaggerate the story. Did you hear about that Starbucks that blew up?
It kind of defeats the point, though. I mean, you know, honestly, it's a bus. It's going to be mainly poor people. Isn't the idea to attack rich people?
No, the idea is to show that, like, hey, this could happen. We could strike anywhere.
And the buses are, like he said, nationwide. So it's so many different areas that it's happened. It's sending a very strong message. That
they might take out a Starbucks on the way.
It might take out a Starbucks. We love coffee, boy. You want to do that?
Don't you be messing with the Starbucks.
But I got to correct you. The guy in the coffee shop was very friendly. I mean, even though he's planning on blowing up something, he had a smile when he gave you change back.
Okay.
And then they had that other brother that was the one that was real dapper, the head of all the terrorists, who was like, you have to blend in. Therefore, sometimes we drink champagne. Sometimes we even eat pork. And he was talking with that British accent. And it's like, now see, that's the one you got to look out for, because he's the James Bond of terrorists. He's cool.
Yeah. Well, he was sort of the leader. I like that when they're like, hey, brother, we're Muslim. We don't drink. And he's like, listen here.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my drink on. I don't care what you say. Yes, I'm with Islam and Muhammad and whatever you say his name is.
Yeah, and if you know any better, you drink that shit yourself. Shut the fuck up and drink it. Where was I?
I bet his religion comes right back up to the front when it's time to eat pussy, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
well, it's technically not pork.
Unclean. I couldn't possibly.
I mean, unless you're going down on Miss Piggy, I think it's all right. But no, man, look, I hear what you're saying, and it was a lot of people in the movie, brown skin, who they had that music playing when they showed them.
Yeah,
and they were playing it with that serious face, like they didn't take no enjoyment out of what they were doing.
Right.
But I have to admit that for me, the movie, as you said, you totally said what I told you. It is kind of slow. And I think it's because it's weird how this works out. They do so much globetrotting. Like every other scene, they're in Canada, they're in Mexico,
Spain,
they're in
Paris,
they're in
Marseille.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're in so many places that you're thinking, wow, man, this is exhausting. I'm getting jet lagged just watching them go everywhere. And now that sounds like a joke, but in a way, it does kind of throw you off. And I think the way the mind works, when you see them go so many places, it kind of makes it feel like the movie's longer. And maybe just the movie is a little bit slow itself, but you are spending a lot of time wondering what's happening, because somebody described it to me as sort of like the Bourne Supremacy, or the Jason Bourne series.
Right. And
you're not getting a spy thriller. You're getting a thriller.
Well, what you're getting is actually more of a genuine spy thriller. Which, and, you know, we're so used to the spy thrillers being based on James Bond, where there's a lot of kung fu and gadgets. But a real spy thriller is more like, you know, one of these John Le Carre or Jean Le Carre novels, like Smiley's People, or like one of the early James Bond movies. Okay, one of the early James Bond movies, From Russia with Love, where it's actually more of the actual spy work.
You know what? I would actually compare this, if you take out more the fantasy element and the extreme fighting and whatnot. You would have something like the more recent James Bond movie where they made it more realistic. I
don't know, with all the traveling you're talking about, it sounds to me like it's just an advertisement for taking airline flights places and not buses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. As Superman says, statistically, it's still the safest way to fly. But what helps the movie get past, whether it be the pacing or them going so many different locations, is that you have a great cast. I mean, we're talking about Don Cheadle, but as we mentioned, we have Guy Pearce. We have Jeff Daniels is in the movie. You can almost forget he's in the movie because there's so little of him. But when he's in there, he does very well. We have a lot of people whose names I'm not going to even try to pronounce, but we got, and you know him when you see him. We got a guy who's made a living off of playing a terrorist in Hollywood.
I feel bad. You know what? When that guy popped up in this movie playing a terrorist, I felt bad for him in that very moment.
I'm gonna try. You know what? I'm gonna even try
and
say his name.
Because wasn't he the bad guy in Vantage Point?
In Vantage, that was him.
Yeah,
he was the bad guy in Vantage. I think his name is Saeed.
Oh well, what are you gonna do?
Tagamau. And yeah, when he gets the call, he say, "Hey, guess what I got for you, Saeed? Terrorist. Yeah, but this time you got funny facial hair. You got a different haircut in this one. You got some different shoes. It's
You're
like,
a terrorist with depth.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's a check. Just tell me where to go. Tell me what to blow up. Okay. But
And Archie Punjabi.
who is that?
It's actually the woman. She played John Cheadle's girlfriend. She was in Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh, that's the girl. Wait a minute.
She wasn't the main girl. She was her sister.
I was about
her
to say
older
because that
sister.
girl's on ER.
No, she was her older sister. And what was that Angelina Jolie movie where she played the Cuban woman? Because
Was it the one where Angelina Jolie played the wife?
the wife of the guy who shouldn't have been over in the Middle East in the first place.
Yeah, when they tried to nominate
Mighty
for
Heart.
Flashy
Yeah,
Hair.
Mighty Heart.
Man, that woman is hot. That woman is fine.
Who are you talking about?
The one in the movie whose name you just
Oh
said.
yeah.
I mean, I just want to get a slideshow here of woman and have him a hot or not button for him, and just wait, see how long it is before the hot button breaks.
It wouldn't last. That button be melted because this girl right here in this movie is hot.
I dig that chick.
No, there was a scene.
Matter
with
of fact,
Don,
I've been thinking about her ever since I saw that movie.
Oh man, she
night.
is so hot, and there's a scene where Don Cheadle he goes to meet her. He shouldn't be doing it because he knows it probably be trailing her, but he can't help it with the ass that fine. He's like, I gotta see this one
he's
more
like,
time.
don't look at me. Just keep stretching.
And you're like, yeah, please
keep stretching. No, lower.
Yeah, and she's like, wait a minute. But no, and they know what they're doing because when they're filming it, they filming it right from the back where she's stretching. She got her ass all up in the air, and it's like, yeah, keep stretching, baby. Right. But no, it is a very competent movie. It's just a little more slower pace. But if you stick with it, you see all the elements come together,
right?
And there is a very good payoff. And for a movie like this that seems like it's as dark as it is as it's moving along, you're right. It's almost a humorous payoff for what they get. It's tragic, but it's funny at the same time.
Yeah,
because it's so clever.
Because the way it's come together, it just seems like there's no way to stop.
And did you?
There's no way to stop.
And it's so obvious. But did you even see it coming?
I did not. I did not.
When he finally, when it's finally announced what is happening, you're like, and you laugh before you even see the big payoff. But you're like, oh man, that's genius. So yeah, I will give this movie. I will give it full price.
Wow, I was expecting to go matinee on it.
No, I think it's smart. I think it's just
that's the thing. It's like, man, I will reward anything that's smart because there's so few things that I could say that about. And so, yeah, I would give this full price.
Yeah.
I think you could pay full price and see it, even if you thought it was slow, you wouldn't feel like you got ripped off.
No, once it all comes together, I mean, there's something to be said for having a really bad attention span. That's what I would sound like if I said anything less about this movie.
Sure.
And no, it's a movie that should be rewarded for its fine acting, its story, and like we said, it's a great payoff. So.
And nice ass of the one actress.
And
but
keep stretching, baby.
But still not happy about the way they paint the Middle Eastern people. I mean, it's too much. The movie lacks subtlety in that arena.
Yeah,
big time.
No, if you scared of anything dark, if you scared of paper bags, this movie is not going to help you out. You're going to go home sweating. You will not want to leave the house for a good week or so. But seriously, if you see a black man mumbling somewhere, run, because I'm going to do it. You're going to see me running with you. Where you running from? You black? Hey man, that nigga was mumbling back there. I'm with you. All right. I cut the tape off, but what did you say? Because that's funny.
Oh, I was just saying, these sleeper agents. If I was, they sent me over here, but then I got to live in America for a while and watch some good TV shows, eat some good food, and take my paycheck every couple of weeks and go to a titty bar. And they call me and say like, "It is time, brother. You've been activated. You need to go blow yourself up." And I'd be like, I'm sorry. I no speaking.
They'd be like,
Farsi.
brother, what are you doing? We have to obey Allah. It's like, fuck that. I got to see what happens on Lost.
Exactly, yeah. You got to wonder how many guys pull that. Like, they just like, shit, I ain't blowing nothing up. I'm about to blow up this strip club right here with my dollar bills.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, don't call me again or I'll tell the whole plan.
Exactly.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, these dudes blowing up my cell phone. I'm about to cut it off because I'm tired of hearing that.
Thanks for the gold credit card.
Right, yeah. If Allah wanted me to blow up that consulate, he wouldn't have left Lost in a cliffhanger.
And he'd do it himself. Hey, let me ask you something. I'm not even trying, because for all I know, there could be a bomb in this computer, these motherfuckers out here. But
well, according to that movie, they sure could be.
Yeah, that could be anywhere. So I'm very careful. I do not want to jihad on spill. But really, What do you get when you're a woman who does this? Because they had a woman in this movie who was going to blow herself up. Man gets 70 virgins?
72.
72 virgins? What?
Yeah,
what?
don't jip a brother on 2 of his virgins.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, the guy killed himself, for Christ's
As
sake.
a matter of fact, supersize it. Put an extra in there. You know?
He can have one of mine.
But what do the women get?
I know they wouldn't want virgins. You know, what good does that do them?
Exactly.
Oh, great. A bunch of guys, 72 more guys who can't please me.
You know what they get?
Well, you got 72 chances to try.
They get free.
Yeah, they get freedom. That's what they get.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, you can go out and show more than just your eyes. How about that?
I know, like there's a guy who's like, what do you get? You don't get this rock upside your goddamn head. Now go do what I tell you to do.
Yeah, you blow yourself up, you will be allowed to read in heaven.
I think you can vote where you're going, and you don't have to wear those rags anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I talked about the movie for being racist, and here we go.
that was an honest question
That's
right there.
not,
Though.
that's not racist. That's against a religion. Sorry, not the same thing.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I got all questions about all kind of religions. I'm sorry, this just happens to be one of them at the moment. We'll have Christianity lessons next week.
Yes.
I think I just saved us now right there.